All right, hi guys. So welcome to the Wednesday edition of Performance Seminar. This is a stage 2 performance seminar, so all the performers they'll be playing today will be stage 2, and we'll just kind of go from there. We have 2 performers present. There are 3 planned, but I guess we'll see if the third one shows up. Our first performer for today is going to be Rochelle. So if you want to unmute yourself, turn on your camera, and then we'll get started. And also announce your name and the piece that you'll be playing for us. If you want to go ahead and do that.
My name is Rochelle, and I'm going to be playing Minuet in F.
So that was Rochelle playing Mozart's Minuet in F. All right, so we will go from there. I'm gonna start the poll. So you guys can start filling that out. And then if you have any verbal feedback, you can just raise your hands. And then everyone except for Rochelle, of course, can fill out the poll. So you guys should be able to see that now. I'll give you guys a few moments to fill that out. Right, so the poll results are coming in. Does anyone have any verbal feedback to give in general? Yeah, Laura, if you want to go ahead.
So I think like you could use a standards matrix and a memory matrix on it, because like there are a few uneven spots where you like forgot the notes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. Anyone else have any verbal feedback as well? All right, so let's go over the poll and kind of see what we have. All right, so I'm sharing the poll results now. So in terms of rhythm, you got 2 votes for 3 and 1 vote for 4. And yeah, so in the beginning, it was a little bit uneven. So I guess that's probably what Laura was mentioning, using memory matrix and also using a standards matrix. Kind of working through just kind of evening out the beginning. Later on, as we got into the next few lines towards the end of the piece, I think you slowed down a little bit and you caught yourself, and the rhythm was a lot more even then. But definitely in the first few lines, it was a bit rough there. But beyond that, everything else was kind of fun. All right after that, so you kind of towed it in afterwards, pretty much towards the end. And then on the notes, you got 1 vote for 3, 2 votes for 4. Notes were pretty all right. Yeah, like Laura mentioned, there was a couple of spots where I think you forgot what notes were, what the notes were, and you kept going, which was good. So you didn't pause or anything. But I think definitely going through memory matrix and kind of reviewing those spots. I think it was like the third line, and I think there was a spot in the second line as well on the piece where we can kind of like, it would be kind of good to review pretty much. And then on Pulse, you got 3 votes for 4. Yeah, Pulse was pretty consistent. Beginning, it was, I think, like straight out of the gate, you kind of probably rushed a little bit, but then you kind of brought it back, and then you kept a pretty even pulse for the rest of it, so that was pretty good. Dynamics, you got 1 vote for 2 and 2 votes for 3. And yeah, I think definitely there were dynamics that you were expressing, but I think expanding the dynamic range, and what I mean by expanding the dynamic range is making sure that your forte is loud, your fortes are louder, and then your pianos are softer. And I think in this case, it was a little bit top heavy. So that means that you kind of lean towards the louder dynamics. So probably when you're working through this, to go back and kind of work through like the softer dynamics, making sure that the piano is really, really soft, making sure that the mezzo piano is really, really soft, as well as bringing out the mezzo forte and the differentiation between all the different dynamics in the piece. And then the last part, articulation, you got 2 votes for 3 and 1 vote for 4. And yeah, articulation was pretty good. Um, I don't have many critiques on that. It was, I don't think there were really many issues with it at all.